Alright, you bastards. Today we're going to talk about a survival subject that might be give some debate under certain people. But before we're going to talk about this, if you're interested in the detective stories, there will be a link to my book called Bloody Crosses. It's in Dutch, so take a look in the link and if you're interested. So, what am I talking about? I'm talking about the debate to what to put in your bug out bag: coffee or tea. And to make it fair, I'm not going to count in certain brands of coffee or tea. I'm going to keep it pure and simple by powdered coffee and powdered tea. These are basically the same things, how they are made, but one is coffee and one is tea. Um, so, I've made a list about all the effects that I noticed about drinking coffee and drinking tea. And yeah, I'm going to do a comparison to the both of them. First of all, what is energy? I would say coffee gives you more energy. There is more caloric intake. Here, there are not many. How do you say this? Calories inside of it. So coffee wins in that regard. Um, Next thing is sleep. This is the part that is one of the biggest differences in my opinion. Coffee is more tactical for sleep. Tea is more for durable durable times during your bug out. What do I mean by that? We all know if you drink a lot of coffee, you will have trouble to get into sleep, but you will can stay awake. You will be more alert. But the problem is, it will be for a short amount of time. The you will stay awake longer, but the crash will be harder, and that's the downside of it. With tea, you don't really have that. Even if you drink tea, I always sleep better by it. So yeah, if you want a good night's sleep, drink some tea. If you need to stay awake in an emergency situation, drink coffee. So those are the best two things about it. So I would say it depends on the scenario. If you have a bug out scenario where you need to be vigilant for threats like armed threats, criminals, or desperate people, or a tactical situation, coffee is the way to go. But if it's more of a safer route, uh, a boring, long, safer route, tea will be more your friend in that way to help you more relax and sleep better instead of some tactical coffee, like I like to call it. So, another thing different is hot or cold. Uh, Everyone will be of the opinion coffee needs to be drinking warm. I rarely see people drink cold coffee unless they have to, there is nothing else, or when they are doing something fancy, frappuccino, ice, whatever it is. The thing with tea is, especially this one because it is lemon flavored, uh, tea can be you can drink tea cold and hot. It's always better hot, of course, but uh, there are moments like in the summertime, like iced tea is something that is big in America. I do not prefer it, but a lot of people in hot regions like to drink iced tea or cold tea. So it can be both it is, but everyone is of the opinion cold coffee is not really that good. So another win for tea, I would say. Uh, Next thing is which one lasts longer. I would say we all. Let me ask you this: when you went to work, what did you hear the most? A coffee junkie that says the coffees we're out of coffee or we're out of tea. I would say you more likely heard the phrase we're out of coffee. So coffee is you need to drink more of it in more intervals. But with tea, there is a reason why it's called tea time because once in your work day or two times you take a break for a cup of hot tea. But coffee is something that you regularly stop for to to tank. How do you say this? To fill you up. So that's the reason why coffee will be gone the first very fast, and tea is something for a longer bug out route. So that's another thing that fits with the better sleep. So more relaxed, more time. But coffee is more tactical in the top thing. But like all tactical things, it will be run out very fast. Uh, all right. Next thing is the effects. Like I said, you stay awake from this longer, but you can get hyper from it. Especially certain people, not the coffee veterans that have drink like 20 coffees a day. They will be numb to it, but yeah, this will make you a little bit hyper, and tea makes you more relaxed. So we are got. You see where I'm heading towards with this demonstration. Another thing is, uh, which one is more addictive? We all know coffee. When a coffee junk does not have his coffee, oh boy, then hell will be raining on earth. But when let me put it like this: have you ever seen a Brit gone crazy when the tea was out? No, but there is one for fun fact, and that is there is a certain tank in the British Army that is fitted with a tea boiler inside of it, uh, automatically. So yeah, tea is an essential part of the British military in that regard, but they never went crazy for it. But I can see how a coffee junk that ran out of coffee will do something irrational, which is bad for the survival scenario. Uh, Another thing is the need for additives. What do I mean by that? We all know uh, tea or coffee can be better with something added to it. In the case of coffee, it can be sweeteners, sugar, or milk. Some people prefer it like that if they instead of drinking it fully black. And if you're not used to it, yeah, people can complain, and that can be a little bit of demoralizing. But tea, especially when it's flavored tea like this with lemon, yeah, tea, the best, the highest thing that I've seen people do with tea is just put some drops of honey inside of them. But it's not really that people complain a lot when there is no sweetener, sugar, or no honey for the tea. So that's another, in my opinion, another win for Team Tea. Um, and this might be, how do you say this? If it was sudden death, this could cut the end, and that is uh, coffee makes you shit, and tea makes you piss, and it is something that I have noticed because whenever I see people at my work drink coffee, they drink their coffee, and the first thing they do is go to the toilet, and take their morning shit. When I drink tea, I really need to piss in a few times in the time after I drink it. But because I drink it slowly, it's more in the aftermath of it, a few hours later, that I tend to go to the toilet a few times for taking a piss. But it's easier to take a piss than to stop every half an hour after drinking coffee to take a huge dump that could leave a trail behind for potential chasers during a bug out scenario. But that last one is just my opinion. But in my opinion, I would go for Team Tea instead of Team Coffee. But I will acknowledge coffee has its place in certain situations. But if we take a look at all round situations, I would go for powder tea. Uh, I forget. I think I forgot the name on how this is called. Like coffee and tea that is dried grounded. I call it powdered coffee and tea. All right, whatever. So I would say leave your thoughts about it in the comments, and see what you have noticed about it and what you would choose in your bug out bag. Or if you're a coffee or a tea drinker, please let me know. It could be helpful. And like, subscribe, all the good stuff, and see you in the next video. Go Team Tea.